Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another really interesting Spider-Man related video, because we just went out of seeing Venom, of course, with Tom Hardy. You already know how I feel about it. My dad's back again. We are here talking about the movie. We just literally got out of the theater and we're back, about to go home, but we just want to give our thoughts about what we just saw. And we, the movie, was teased with no, Venom at first, with that teaser of Tom Hardy just running through the forest. And now we actually see Venom in its full glory with the symbiote and Eddie Brock and the performance that Tom did as that character. And, everything with just how Venom was portrayed. And it's a Sony movie with no Spider-Man. And they didn't even once mention Spider-Man at all. And I think for just how they portrayed Venom as the character with, the bits of the dark humor and the huge, crazy, buff Venom. Not the Topher Grace Venom, but actual buff Venom. I think for what they had to work with and what Sony did, I think it was pretty good. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I totally liked the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining. I laughed a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it.
Because I think that what the main thing that the critics were saying is that it was hot garbage. Is that what they thought it was? I
don't get it.
They thought that since it was a Sony movie that didn't connect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Thor and Black Panther and all that, they thought it wasn't going to do well. And then the critics, when they saw it, they were just totally dumping all over it. They still don't like it, but the fans do like it.
Yeah.
And we just saw it, and we're huge fans of Venom. Like what we were talking about earlier, what's your favorite version of Venom? Because there's the ones from the games and the cartoons, and of course Topher Grace, but we don't compare that one. Which, just saying right now, this Venom is millions of miles better than Topher Grace's Venom.
Oh God, yeah. Well, it's not even worth talking about that one. We were talking a little bit right when we walked out, but yeah, I think the movie's kind of combination of the old TV show,
right?
The one that we got the DVD set,
the '90s one with Christopher Daniel Barnes,
and then the early Spider-Man video games, the ones that you just did.
Spider-Wuss.
Yeah, so it's that kind of combination of both of those. One thing that I did like about the movie is that it had that humorous aspect of Venom,
right?
Which I like, but then it still had the creepiness, though, too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But you know what, though? But now that I think about it, I wish it would have been a little bit more creepy.
I do too. That's one thing I totally think should have happened. Like, I will say that it is not as bad as the critics are making it out to be, but I do agree that I was expecting, when Eddie turned into Venom for the first time, to be more, I don't know, psychological, or a bit more like, how the symbiote really affects the mind and the body. And instead, he just kind of becomes Venom.
Yeah.
And we won't talk about spoilers until a bit later. This is just kind of our impressions of how it was. But I think it should have gone a bit more into how the symbiote connects with Eddie. They did have that cool moment where they were talking to each other.
Yeah.
And you keep hearing the symbiote in the background, the voice of the symbiote.
Yeah.
And that was cool, but I wish they went a bit further with it. Instead, it was really funny a lot of times, but they could have gone a bit more
another
creepy.
thing that I hopefully this isn't spoiler, but whenever Venom was talking, that was in his head.
Yeah.
No one else could hear it.
Yeah, only Eddie heard the voice of the symbiote.
Which is something that I kind of probably would have done it the other way.
Oh, you would have liked it if they did hear it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I actually would have liked it that when Venom spoke, that was really him.
Right, like
speaking
you
out
hear
loud.
The symbiote. I actually do like it that it was in his head.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And especially the scene where, and it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, where Eddie sees his reflection in the car window and you see Venom.
Oh yeah.
And he's like what's wrong with me? And then you see that the interactions that they have, that was great. Yeah. And I wish there was a lot of that, but it was a bit too cheesy at some points.
Yeah.
A little bit of the more comedic vibe than I would have liked, but I still thought it was funny. I laughed a lot during those parts, but I wish it was a bit more, alien-like. Like how the symbiote is this really creepy entity.
Yeah.
I wish they just showed that a bit more.
Well, that's the whole thing. I was kind of waiting, because the way the movie starts off, there's Eddie, and it's more kind of like your typical movie that starts off kind of safe. So
Right.
when it gets scary, most movies do that. They will set it up that the start's kind of easygoing or whatever it is.
Right.
That way, when it gets creepy, it's more of a shock. So I was kind of thinking, oh, the typical setup, Eddie, and it's all cutesy with the girlfriend and all that. And I was waiting to get the twist to get really scary.
Right.
And then I finally figured it out that this movie wasn't going to go in that direction.
Yeah.
So, but I just rode with it and just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So for the movie, for what it was, the way they made it, I'm fine with it.
Me too.
But I still kind of would have preferred. I don't know. I did like it, but it would have been interesting to have seen it get kind of.
Really,
I mean, it would have been awesome
crazy.
to walk out and go, God, man, that one part. But then maybe that would have to be like an R-rated movie.
That's the thing, exactly. Because I don't know if they're still doing this, but what the plan is, I guess, from Sony is that the movie is PG-13 in theaters, but when the DVD comes out, apparently there's going to be an extended version of it that's rated R.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if that's really happening still.
But if they do that, maybe they'll just throw in some gory stuff, which really doesn't.
Just to make it more
fit
that R rating for a character like Venom.
But that's not what I was looking for. Well, it isn't like I was
tone-wise?
looking for. Well, if it was up to me, if I would have made that movie, if anyone saw the first Alien movie, the very first one, they didn't show a lot. A lot of it's all psychological, just scary.
Yeah.
And Venom could have, they could have done that. But overall, though, I don't want to sound like I'm putting the movie down, because I'm not.
Go for it.
I really enjoyed it. I was expecting Tom Holland to play a little bit
Tom
more.
Hardy?
I mean, Tom Hardy.
Both Toms.
but I was expecting him to play it a little bit more edgy.
Right.
He was more kind of nice, you know what I'm saying? But then, it's still cool. It's just that, I don't know. I was expecting something different.
Because they didn't make him like a scumbag.
No.
They just made him like really...
Yeah. But that's the Eddie that I'm used to, the one that's in the 90s cartoon, the real, the Eddie that you can't stand and stuff like that.
The bodybuilding journalist.
Which was the other thing about the movie. I was going to think, how in the heck are they going to make a movie about Venom with a character that you're not going to like? Yeah. Other than, the Venom.
Right.
But Eddie
Seeing
Brock.
him is
but
great.
No one likes Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. So they didn't, that's not happening in this movie.
Right.
Eddie Brock is not a jerk. You kind of feel for the guy.
Yeah, they make it very clear that you want to be totally invested within Eddie Brock's character, and if you're not invested within him, then you're not going to like the rest of the movie.
Yeah, so
the main goal was to make him like a likable, relatable, sympathetic type of guy, and then go out with Venom. I will say, though, my favorite part of the movie is actually the beginning, which I guess now we'll talk about spoilers, because every time Venom is on screen, great. He looks great, sounds great, the action's cool. I just wish there was more of that. But my favorite part is that the opening, where it's like this weird, subtle, dark, eerie tone in space. And then you hear really dark, somber music, and then you see the spaceship crash. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, there's the symbiotes. That was perfect. I thought that was going to go more into like that creepy, dark tone. And then it just kind of got like this upbeat montage of Eddie Brock's life. He's a journalist, the Eddie Brock show. Yeah. Well, it's like, I like that, but I just wish there was more of that beginning tone, like the space tone, like alien-like.
You know what, though? But no one knows... the
symbiotes?
Unless they've seen it, they don't even know what we're talking about.
Right.
So, pretty much what it is, but to hit on what you said, when the movie starts, just the soundtrack. The music comes up, and everything's coming up, and you're going, wow, this... so I'm prepared for this kind of... And then it starts off the outer space, which I thought was cool, because... That's the Venom, universe storyline. The one that I like is the outer space tie-in versus the laboratory thing,
the ultimate version. It's not a science experiment. It's actually an alien life form.
Yeah, and then, so it gets in that, and it goes in how the crash, and then the symbiote takes over a body, and it's going from body to body.
Right.
Which is that also kind of surprised me that they would do it like that.
Zombie-esque.
Takes
control of the person and just transfers from person to person.
And then I'm thinking, well, how in the heck are they going to get Venom from wherever it was, Malaysia or something like that? How in the heck are they going to get it all across the world?
And then it's like 6 months later, so it took way longer than we thought it was.
So, I don't know.
What do you think about Riot?
You know what?
I
think
Venom?
I think the more that we're talking about it, I like the movie.
Yeah.
But I think they could have, maybe the story could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, like visually, seeing Venom looked visually great. Like that is Venom to me. Like that's like, you guys know my favorite iteration of Venom is Web of Shadows Venom.
Right.
And this is like pretty darn close to how great that was for that game into a movie. Way better than Spider-Man 3, hands down. But I feel like the tone it wasn't all over the place, but it was like, it was one movie, and then it was another movie, and then it was trying to be like very serious, but then funny all at the same time, with dealing with a character like Venom.
Well, even the like villain, which is the
Riot with the silver.
The guy who owns the company.
Yeah,
what's his
Carlton
name?
Drake.
Yeah.
And then bonds with that Riot.
But he was the main villain. Really. Mm-hmm. And what'd you think of him as a villain?
A lot of people were saying that they didn't like his character.
Really?
I thought he was actually pretty interesting.
I was actually
because he's like this kind of malevolent scientist guy who is trying to look out for Earth, but killing people at the same time. So it's like
but it isn't like he was a good guy.
No,
that sadly got bad, like a Doc Ock type.
Yeah, with
this guy
Spider-Man
was just
PS4
bad from the get-go.
Yeah, he was already a scumbag, and then they try to make Eddie like the good guy of the story. But then by the end, where the symbiote's still with him, and then they get the guy in the store.
Yeah.
So they're like, we can get everyone who we want just as long as they're bad people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what the classic Venom is in the comics, the lethal protector.
Oh, okay.
Where they do that. But I think overall, and this video is already over 10 minutes long, so we'll probably just wrap it up. But I think overall, it is a fun movie. You may not like it if you're looking for like a hardcore, gory, psychological type of thriller that I was actually thinking that was going to be.
Yeah, I
thought it was going to be more
creepier.
like seeing the relationship with the symbiote and Eddie kind of explore that a bit more.
Yeah.
It did at some points, but a bit too comedic for my taste. I still laughed a lot. I thought the movie was a really fun ride. I don't know. I just wish there were a bit more points where it expanded upon the relationship between Venom and Eddie. But overall, out of a 10, what would you rate it? For me, I would give it a solid 8.
Yeah,
because I really did like the performances.
I was going to say an 8. It's well worth the money. I would definitely recommend to go see it. Yeah, I like it. As far as like Venom is concerned, it's the best Venom I've seen on the screen.
Yeah, miles better than Topher Grace.
But for me, I think they missed the opportunity since it's called Venom.
Yeah.
I think that they could have really made it a little bit more edgy.
I do too. They should have gone with the R rating. I'm not sure if that was a choice. Well, like a R in the sense of like a story that's more serious instead of a bit more comedic to try and fit that MCU type of tone.
Yeah.
But I think overall you will enjoy it if you're a fan of Venom. I think you will like it. But overall, we liked it, and hopefully you did too if you're watching our review. And thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Again, just my dad and I hanging out, and just hopefully you enjoyed the review. It was a lot of fun just being able to see this movie together, and hopefully you enjoyed it. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let us know what you thought of Venom in the comments section down below. We gave it an 8. What would you give it out of 10? Let us know all your thoughts about the story, the visuals, Tom Hardy's performance, what you would want. And if you do think that there's going to be a sequel because of the end credit scene with, spoilers, Cleus Cassidy with Woody Harrelson,
which is going
Carnage.
to be great. Yeah.
Which you had a great idea if the sequel, instead of called Venom 2, is called Carnage.
Yeah,
that's smart. I never even thought of that. That's a genius idea. Just call the sequel Carnage.
That'd be totally cool.
Perfect.
That's all they need to do.
And if they do a sequel with Venom and Carnage with Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson, I would see it.
Well, I think if they do it, since that's going to be the lead,
right?
they could go more edgy on that.
They could if they have Carnage, it would have to be R-rated.
Yeah.
Because Carnage is literally insane
and then also
kills everyone he sees.
That'd be the way to go.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans and Venom fans out there. Go see the movie if you haven't. And again, let us know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. But until next time, everybody, stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.